of the report. This is, Mr. Acting Deputy President, a substantial report. It describes the deterioration of public service capability under this government. It builds upon the good work that David Thodey did in his independent report on public service capability, but it is indeed a critical report of the government's performance implementing that review. The report, titled APS Incorporated, is not simply about capability in the public service or the expansion of casual labour hire contracting to government departments or the routine outsourcing of critical policy advice to consulting firms. The report describes an industry of outsourcing and sleazy Canberra deals. It's an industry that reaps billions of taxpayer dollars and hides its profits in offshore bank accounts, but delivers an inferior service for taxpayers and undermines public sector capability. It's an industry that relies upon opaque contracts, no accountability to the Australian public or to the parliament. It's an industry that redirects taxpayer money that should serve the public interest and hands it to rent seekers and ticket clippers. It's an industry that's politicised the very institutions that underpin our democratic system. It's government by management consultants for management consultants. Now, there is a giant transparency deficit here. Billions of dollars going to labour hire companies, ICT companies and consultancy companies, but no measurement. Tens of thousands of workers, a shadow workforce, thousands under opaque contracts, completely unmanageable and ungovernable. This report surveys the damage left by 8 years of this toxic vision of the country, the logical outcome of privatisation ideology and hostility to the independence of the public service and hostility to public servants themselves. It describes the most absurd excesses of APS Incorporated, the billions wasted, the services gutted, the institutions that have been undermined. But it also finds some sources of hope. It finds that APS staff are diligent and mobilised by their vision of public service. It finds that labour hire workers themselves are skilled and capable, although their contingency and uncertainty has left them afraid and impoverished in many cases for year after year after year. And it finds that agency heads, for the most part, are committed to the public service, but of course infantilised by the government's ASL cap. It outlines a comprehensive plan to build on those sources of hope, to redirect public resources into public institutions, to create thousands of good jobs. But to build that future, APS Incorporated must be dismantled.